He came for the master-teacher exam not having known about the tests, but he achieved such outstanding results nonetheless. I thought that this fellow must have been familiar with the tests and had made preparations beforehand in order to achieve such results. Yet, he doesn't even know the rules, simply strutting into the rooms for the tests. If he knows nothing at all, then he surely doesn't know that the unerring pavilion has 2 stages. That's right. Furthermore, the 2 stages are just side by side. What do you mean by 2 stages? The unerring pavilion, which seems similar to the puppet hall, is actually completely different. The test of the puppet hall is guidance, and the unerring pavilion, not only is one tested on his ability to discern the flaws in a puppet, one is also examined on his cultivation. That means to say, in the unerring pavilion, one has to fight with the puppet. Within an instance's time, one has to find flaws and use it against the puppet to defeat it. Otherwise, the puppet will not stop its attacks, and it might even kill him. But those who take the master-teacher exam would have to undergo this test, so there shouldn't be any great danger. Others might be alright, but he is different. There's a total of 2 stages to the unerring pavilion. The first stage is for the 1-star master-teacher exam, while the second stage is for the 2-star master-teacher exam. If it were anyone else, they would definitely come out after completing the first stage. However, as I didn't explain, it is highly likely that he doesn't know. If he were to enter into the second stage, what he will be facing is a Grandmaster Realm puppet. Grandmaster Realm puppet. But to face a Grandmaster Realm, especially a Grandmaster Realm puppet with nearly no flaws, it's no different from courting death. So can we go in and save him? Although there will be some loss. As long as the second stage has not been triggered, the test can be forcibly stopped. Master Wu, stop the test. Yes, got it. He didn't go for the first stage, he went straight for the second stage. It's too late. Once the second stage is activated, it will not stop until there is a conclusion. A genius has finally emerged, and if he were to fall here because of our mistake, the entire branch would have to suffer the wrath of the headquarters. Master Wu, you wait here. I will go find the Pavilion Master, hoping that the Pavilion Master personally comes and uses the Pavilion Master token to forcefully enter. Yes. Master Lu was right. The first 4 tests did not differ much from what Master Wu said. But on this last level, the moment I entered the door, there was the puppet that jumped over. I crushed it right away. Now the second puppet is here, and it's a Grandmaster Realm primary stage puppet. Has the last level changed? However, this means nothing to me. I actually broke through the final hurdle of the Grandmaster Realm. I didn't expect that this series of attacks would allow me to break through the bottleneck that kept me away from the Grandmaster Realm. This is a good opportunity. I should use this fellow to train for a bit longer first. I'm not in a hurry to break through anyway. Once I break through to the Grandmaster Realm, beating up this fellow would be as easy as crushing an ant. There would be no meaning behind it. Pavilion Master. He's not here. Conference room. He's not here either. Where could the Pavilion Master be? Why is there a savage beast here? This is the Master-Teacher Pavilion, not the Beast Hall. Where did the savage beast come from? Could the Pavilion Master be in danger? Pavilion Master. Pavilion. Master Guan, to come over in such a hurry, did something happen? Pavilion Master, something bad has happened. A genius was in the midst of the Master-Teacher examination when he accidentally entered the unerring pavilion. What? You mean to say that he unknowingly triggered the puppet of the second stage? Why are there so many people? Are we too late? No way. Pavilion Master, look. 465. What is this? This should be the score from the flaws he found. The score from finding flaws. Didn't you say this guy was in danger? Didn't you say he was stuck and couldn't get out? What in the world is wrong with that score? Wait a minute, in the unerring pavilion, the first mistake someone finds will award one with 1 point, the second one with 2 points, the third one with 3 points, so on and so forth. If a genius was able to find 6 flaws and score 21 points, that would already be a groundbreaking feat, a record that would last for at least a century. Yet, 465. 465, which means to say, he has found 30 flaws of the puppet. The movements displayed by the puppet in the unerring pavilion were vetted by 4-star master teachers. In other words, their blows were no different from a 4-star master teacher suppressing his cultivation. Even if there are flaws, there should only be at most 1 or 2, needless to mention, it wouldn't be easily detectable. Yet, this fellow. 30 mistakes, 465 points. Are you sure that he triggered the second stage, not the first stage? If it was the first stage, the door should shine blue, and if it was the second stage, it should shine red. I saw it with my own eyes when the stage started. It was red, there is no mistake about it. Master Zhang, are you alright? Why wouldn't I be alright? However, I failed to control my strength and accidentally destroyed the puppet. It should be capable of self-repairing too, right? Destroyed the puppet. That's a Grandmaster level puppet. Not only did you find 30 flaws on it but even destroyed it. Since you triggered the second stage, I thought that you would meet with danger, that's why I asked. Second stage, the unerring pavilion, has stages. I went in and fought with the puppets, but I didn't find any other stages. You only met with one puppet, you didn't see anything else. Pavilion Master. Pavilion Master, him. Isn't this person the new apprentice I took in when I pretended to be Zhang Xuan? I didn't think he would be the master of the Master Teacher Pavilion. Puppet, oh, I met with 2. A puppet rushed at me as soon as I entered. But I accidentally used too much force in my slap. It is currently lying over there, and I think that it is destroyed as well. Could that be considered as one of the stages? Destroyed in a single slap. That is the test that you have to undergo for your 1-star Master Teacher exam. When I took the Master Teacher exam, I almost lost my life fighting with it. Yet, this fellow, to send it flying unintentionally. What the hell is he? Did I pass the last level? Yes. If I don't let you pass, almost all the puppets in our Master Teacher Hall will be destroyed. Since you have passed all the 5 tests, you can now be officially considered to be a Master Teacher. However, you still have to pass the question symposium before the emblem can be presented to you. Good. I thought that the Master Teacher exam would be difficult, but to think that it would be so easy. Now that I'm a 1-star Master Teacher, I could finally enter the library of the Master Teacher Pavilion to browse through their books. It's finally time to look into the history of Master Kong to look for the way to dispel the innate fetal poison in his body. Pavilion Master, Master Wu. I wish to take the 2-star Master Teacher exam. Please open up the exam grounds for me. Take the 2-star Master Teacher exam. Master Mo only became a Master Teacher a few years ago, right? You are taking the 2-star exam now. Pavilion Master. As expected of a genius, his cultivation speed isn't something ordinary people like us can match up to. The Master Teacher Pavilion encourages competition. Only with competition can one be motivated to work harder. Mo Hongi taking the 2-star Master Teacher examination serves as good news to the branch as well. Master Wu, please help Master Mo prepare for the exam. Thank you, Pavilion Master. I will go prepare now. You should be able to take the test by today. Since it is possible to take the 2-star Master Teacher exam today, and it is troublesome to prepare for it on 2 separate occasions, why don't I take it today as well? Anyway, I have passed the 1-star exam. Since I can take the 2-star exam, let's not waste any time and be done with it, so you don't have to worry about it a second time. Troublesome to prepare for it on 2 occasions, take it today as well. This is the 2-star Master Teacher exam. In the entire kingdom, there are only 3 2-star Master Teachers. Are you intentionally doing this to embarrass me? Since you are so disrespectful, don't blame me for getting nasty. Given the results of the past 5 tests, you do have the capability to take the 2-star Master Teacher exam. However, there are prerequisites for the examination. Have you fulfilled all those prerequisites? Just like for the 1-star Master Teacher exam, there is a requirement on one's supporting occupation to become a 2-star Master Teacher. One must have at least 2 supporting occupations, and each of them must reach the 2-star tier. Despite my inability, I managed to become a 2-star alchemist, 2-star formation master, and 2-star blacksmith. So I meet the requirement. Do you meet this requirement? The supporting occupation has to reach the 2-star tier. And there must be 2 of them. That's right, if you don't have the supporting occupations, I will have to ask you to leave. It takes 2 occupations, doesn't it? This is the emblem of a 2-star painter. I have already passed the 3-star exam, but they said that they don't have it with them at the moment, so they gave me a 2-star emblem to make up for it. There is also a 2-star beast tamer emblem. He really has 2 2-star supporting occupations. 2-star painter and 2-star beast tamer, not to mention his fearsome pill forging skills. It will be tough for Master Mo from now on. Even though you have sufficient supporting occupation, you need to reach the Grandmaster realm before you can take the 2-star Master Teacher exam. You are now half-step Grandmaster. Given your current strength, you aren't qualified yet. Even though the half-step Grandmaster is very close to the Grandmaster, it is still not enough to qualify. Indeed, from the looks of it, he probably won't be able to take the 2-star Master Teacher exam. Still, to be able to find 30 errors on a Grandmaster realm puppet and defeat it with the cultivation of a half-step Grandmaster, his ability is indeed frightening. Grandmaster, it's true that I haven't reached it, I'm only a half-step Grandmaster. However, no problem. Since the requirement of a 2-star exam needs one to be Grandmaster, wait a moment. Wait a moment. Wait a moment, is he trying to break through? Alright, I've reached the Grandmaster realm. Suddenly, breakthrough. Can you not talk like this? Understanding the various schools of techniques and gathering their knowledge to form one's own school, that is a Grandmaster. When people close their eyes and open it, they are merely dozing off. You close your eyes and open them and claim that you have reached the Grandmaster realm. Breakthrough. It's true, the aura around him is clearly that of a Grandmaster realm expert. He achieved a breakthrough just like that. Isn't that too simple? I have seen people who strived hard and eventually reached the Grandmaster realm after gaining enlightenment. Heard of people who went into seclusion for innumerable years and eventually succeeded. But, shutting one's eyes for a moment and achieving a breakthrough, this is my first time seeing and hearing of it. It feels like a joke. This teacher is really amazing. Brother, you advised me last night to train diligently and accumulate experience, or else I can't achieve a breakthrough. Yet, achieving a breakthrough right before everyone's eyes today. Senior, could it be that you already had the capability to achieve a breakthrough yesterday, but you intentionally suppressed your cultivation to spare my dignity? Now that I am a Grandmaster, I should be eligible for the 2-star Master Teacher exam, right? You've reached the Grandmaster realm, so you do fulfill the condition. So what if you have reached the Grandmaster realm? Your soul depth is only 5, 1. As long as you don't reach 6, 0, you aren't eligible. Since I've already offended you, might as well go all the way through. Aren't you afraid that Master Zhang will ask you to wait a little longer? There is indeed a condition stating that one's soul depth has to reach at least 6, 0 before one can take the 2-star Master Teacher exam. That's true, I remember Lu Ling telling me about it. It is indeed a point of concern that my soul depth has not reached 6, 0, but, don't be in such a hurry, give me a moment. Give you another moment. Different to the case of one's cultivation, soul depth can only be raised slowly with time. I don't believe that a moment is sufficient to reach 6, 0. Jiang Shu, come here. Jiang Shup, that is the pavilion master of our Master Teacher Pavilion, okay. Zhang Xuan, what are you up to? My father is a 2-star Pinnacle Master Teacher, the Pavilion Master of the Master Teacher Pavilion. Who are you to order him about? He is your father. That's right. Step aside, I have something to talk to your father about. You? Alright, you should step aside for now. May I know the reason why Master Zhang called me here? Did you acknowledge a master teacher named Yang Xian as your teacher yesterday? How did you know? You are. I didn't tell anyone about my teacher, so, it is very likely that this was leaked from the teacher's side. Pavilion Master Jiang has acknowledged someone as his teacher. To become Pavilion Master Jiang's teacher, doesn't that mean that the person's ability is above that of a 2-star Pinnacle Master Teacher? I am Zhang Xuan, Master Yang's direct disciple. Following the customs, you should call me Senior. Father's senior. Are you for real? When did father acknowledge someone as his teacher? And, you are his senior. If that's true, then what am I? Junior nephew. You are Master Yang's direct disciple. It is no wonder you're so formidable despite your age, so you are teacher's student. Indeed, teacher told me about your situation and entrusted me with a cultivation technique. He said that as long as you cultivate accordingly, your traumas will be resolved. In fact, reaching half-step supreme will not be a problem at all. What? Yesterday, when Master Yang pointed out my problem, I thought that I would have to do several things for him before he would treat my affliction. I didn't expect him to send Master Zhang to relay the solution to me. Listen carefully. This. Thank you, teacher, for the bestowment. Thank you, senior, for imparting this technique to me. Pavilion Master Zhang actually kneeled to this kid. He isn't kneeling to this kid, but his teacher, which means to say, Master Zhang is really his senior. Who in the world is Master Yang? How strong is he? Who knows, but to be able to get Jiang Shi to willingly acknowledge him as his teacher, he must be at least 3-star, or perhaps even higher. Father. I thought that this fellow was just bragging and that my father would destroy him, yet, it was real. And, my father even kneeled in submission. Heavens, you shouldn't play with me like that. As expected, diligence does not betray one. The moment Pavilion Master Zhang knelt down, the golden page really appeared. Seems like my previous conjecture was correct. Only the earnest gratitude from a student can form the golden page. With this, I can finally raise my soul depth. Then, without further ado, this. So this is the state of insight. It makes it easier to find flaws of things and deduce the solution of them. My original intention was to use the page to assimilate the contents into my mind. It has been used now, there is no other way. I can just find a way to form more of these. Alright, Master Wu, my soul depth should be sufficient now. Sufficient, what do you mean? What do you mean? Surely you don't intend to say that. Your soul depth has exceeded 6.0. You just took a test and your soul depth was 5.1. Then you talked to Master Zhang for a while, and now you say it's enough. You mean to say that your soul depth has reached 6.0? I'm not sure, but I think it should be enough. We can look for a stone of insight to test it now. The golden page is capable of raising my soul depth. But I'm not sure how much can be raised at once. After all, it was raised by 5.0 before, and don't know if it's an exception. He said he's not sure. He doesn't know. Should it be enough? You don't even know your soul depth. He must be joking. I have one here, take it. Quick, how much is it? It can't be that it has really exceeded 6.0, has it? Who knows? If it was anyone else, I will definitely think he is boasting, but this fellow. This, what is going on? No numbers. Could it be? While the golden page can increase my soul depth, it can also cancel it out. The 5.1 which I had painstakingly accumulated has been cancelled out. I had just boasted about the matter now. Will I be beaten to death by everyone here? Since there are no numbers, this also means that your soul depth hasn't reached 6.0 yet. As such, you aren't qualified to take the examination. Master Wu, there's no need to delay it any longer. Let's begin. Hold on for a moment. Brother Zhang, let me see the stone of insight in your hand. What's the matter, Pavilion Master? This. Just like jade, the stone of insight is extremely hard. Pavilion Master Jiang didn't even exert any force on his fingers, so why did it break? As I expected. There are only two possibilities for the stone of insight to not display a result. Firstly, one doesn't possess the state of insight. Secondly, one's soul depth has surpassed the range which the stone of insight could bear. Thus, it isn't that there isn't a result, but that it's unable to show it. Surpassed the limit. The stone of insight that we use is known as the inferior stone of insight, and it can only detect soul depth of 9.0 and below. That is to say, it can only check the soul depth of 1 below the level of a 3-star master teacher. Once it exceeds that level, The stone of insight will crumble. Pavilion Master means to say that Master Zhang's soul depth is possibly above 9. It is simple to check whether the speculation is true or not. I have an intermediate stone of insight with me. We will know the answer once we put it to the test. Senior Zhang, I will have to trouble you to give it a test. Yes. 10, 1. His soul depth is 10, 1. Wasn't it 5, 1 just now? How? Seems like the golden page didn't cancel out my previously accumulated soul depth. Instead, it's still as impressive as ever. Increasing my soul depth by 5, 0 once more. Soul depth is like one's age. Even if one has a good method to cultivate it, one could only accumulate it bit by bit. Master Zhang, it is hard to raise one's soul depth. This. From 5, 1 to 10, 1 in an instant, the growth was too fast. And I didn't even know the extent of the growth of my soul depth. I doubt all of you will give up if I don't account for it today. It is indeed true that I don't know how much my soul depth had increased by. That's because back then when I reached Heart of Tranquil Water, my teacher sealed my soul depth. And he sternly instructed me to only unseal it when my strength reaches a certain level. It must be because I had reached Grandmaster Realm and regained some of my soul depth. I can't possibly speak about the Golden Page and the Library of Heaven's path, so I can only come up with an excuse and push the blame to that imaginary teacher. Sealed your soul depth, there is such a thing. How strong must your soul depth be that it had to be sealed? And what master teacher rank does your teacher achieve to be capable of such a feat? Some people are indeed born with overwhelming soul depth. Rumor has it that Empyrean Master Kong possessed innate saint soul depth, which was comparable to that of a 9-star master teacher. From birth, he was already destined to be extraordinary. Eventually, he went on to climb to the peak of the world and achieved many great things. Innate saint soul depth, comparable to a 9-star master teacher. Master Kong wasn't the only one. There was a genius in Shenyuan conferred Kingdom Master Teacher Pavilion that reached Heart of Tranquil Water at 17. During his first test, his soul depth had already reached a frightening level of 9.3, which is sufficient for one to take the 3-star Master Teacher exam. These talents may be rare, but they definitely exist. However, if one's soul depth is too high and their cultivation is unable to catch up, it can result in unwanted consequences. Perhaps it was due to this, the teacher chose to seal your soul depth. It was no wonder why a formidable figure like Master Yang would take him in as his student. Possessing such soul depth from birth makes him a rare genius. As long as he doesn't die, he would definitely join the ranks of a 4-star master teacher. So that's the case. Soul depth is extremely hard to raise. One could only raise it by few points with decades of effort. If everyone were to star out the same as us, how could there possibly be G-star, 7-star, or even higher ranked master teachers in the world? Occupation, cultivation, and soul depth, I have fulfilled all of them. Master Wu, is there any more prerequisites to taking the 2-star master teacher exam? Why don't you list them all out at a single go, so that I can make preparations for them together? There isn't anything else. Since there isn't anything else, then, I should be able to take the 2-star master teacher exam, right? You can. If I knew this guy was so monstrous, I wouldn't have offended him. Not only did I lose my reputation as the #1 genius, I even became an egotistic laughingstock. Since the criteria are met, let's start the exam now. There are also 5 tests to the 2-star master teacher exam. The first 4 tests are the same, and the only difference is the House of Trust. During House of Trust test for the 2-star exam, the examinee has to accept a student on the spot and within 10 days. One has to establish a trust level of 40 with them to pass. Accept students on the spot. Have their trust level reach 40 within 10 days. The House of Trust test will be placed at the very last, so both of you can start with the other 4 tests now. Good. Let's start then. Master Zhang, wait a moment. It's like this, can you take the exam after Master Mo? I'm afraid that, after you enter, something might happen to the puppets. If so, Master Mo wouldn't be able to take the test. Alright. As long as I don't need to pay for them. Mo Hongyi is worthy of being the #1 genius of our Tianwu kingdom. Although his performance is not good as Zhang Xuan, but he has broken many past records. Sorry, I forgot that I broke through and didn't control my strength properly. I'm really afraid of what's coming. Although these puppets can repair automatically, but it requires a lot of gold and resources. Vice Pavilion Master. You both have passed the first 4 tests. For the final one, House of Trust. You have 10 days to accept one or several students, and as long as their trust level is over 40 is considered a pass. One student is enough. That's right. 10 days, can I just accept a student right now? Calm down, there are some requirements to the student you accept. During the House of Trust test, we will tell the public that you had gone out of the city to complete a mission, but it's a lie to prevent unnecessary trouble. Trouble? Just like what I previously mentioned, the House of Trust test requires you to accept new students and induce a trust level of 40 with them. With both of your current identity, there will be countless people who are willing to come under your tutelage, and thus making it easy to reach the required trust level. Both of us are currently potential 2-star master teachers. If we were to accept students at this moment, it would be too easy. If we can't use our current identity, then the Master Teacher Pavilion will assign you 2 new identities and alter your appearances before sending you 2 into Tianmu Academy as ordinary teachers. Within 10 days, the 2 of you have to use your new identity to recruit students and bring their trust level up to 40 to pass the test. In this period of time, you 2 are not to reveal your identity or contact anyone, else it will be taken as a fail. The Master Teacher Pavilion will prepare your new identities tomorrow, and these new identities will be able to pass any identity check in the city. Tomorrow morning, following the departure of a few teachers, Tianmu Academy will be conducting a public recruitment. Both of you shall attend the recruitment. Just a heads up, none of the staff in the academy, including the principal, is aware of your true identities. So, the 2 of you can only depend on yourselves. After 10 days, you will bring your newly accepted students here. As long as you pass the House of Trust, you will be considered passed, and we will present the 2-star emblem right away. There is still some time left today for both of you to make any necessary preparations. However, you mustn't tell anyone where you are going and who you are disguising as. This should be kept as a secret during the 2-star exam. Vice Pavilion Master, I would like to read some books regarding master teachers. May I know where they are? You wish to browse through the books. The library is over there. However, you are only a 1-star master teacher, so you are only entitled to look through the 1-star library. The 2-star library is still out of limits to you. Alright. What did you say? Someone broke Mo Hongyi's records one after another. Pavilion Master Zhang Sr., his teacher is a master teacher ranked above 3-star. Passed the 2-star master teacher exam. I heard that even His Majesty the Emperor wants to pay him a personal visit. To think that there isn't any information on Empyrean Master Kong nor any Grandmaster Realm cultivation technique manuals. 1-star master teachers are mainly of profound connection. Grandmaster Realm cultivation technique manuals are useless to them. It must be because 1-star master teachers doesn't have the right to come into contact with a figure of Master Kong's level yet. Forget it, let's head back. Although there are no Grandmaster cultivation technique secret manuals, there are still quite a number of profound connection and half-step Grandmaster cultivation technique secret manuals. I can modify them slightly and pass them to Zhaoye and the others to cultivate. Morning. Master Zhang, the public recruitment exercise of Tianmu Academy is about to start. Let's hurry. Who are you? Mo Hongyi. Yes. This is the new identity and information prepared by Pavilion Master for us. Please take a look at it. Alright. The mask actually fused into the skin, making it impossible to touch or see it. Even one's aura can't be detected. As expected of an object from the Master Teacher Pavilion, it is indeed formidable. Doesn't the Academy usually only recruit new teachers at the start of the term so that students can choose their own teacher when they enroll? That's right, it's been already 2 months since the class started and it's middle of the term. Even if we were to get accepted as teachers, who will we teach? Will the other teachers give their students to us? This is because some teachers of the Academy have left for some unknown reasons, resulting in vacancies for their classes. Thus, they decided to recruit new teachers to take charge of these classes so as to not delay their lessons. Vacancies for their classes. You mean that, once hired, we'll take over their classes? It's not a school-wide student and teacher selection exercise. Wait, taking a class straight and having a student choose you are two different concepts. Taking a class means that everything was already decided beforehand, and there is no way one can change it. As for the latter, one is allowed to choose freely and take in students of one's liking. Select students, how can that be possible? It is not the start of the term, so there's no student for you to choose. Besides, given our current identity, it is unlikely that students will choose us either. That's true. By the way, how are the grades divided in Tianwu Academy? You don't know that. At times, this fellow seems so monstrous that it makes others despair. Other times, he seems so innocent, knowing nothing at all, like a newborn infant. To enter Tianwu Academy, one's cultivation must at least be at true essence realm. There are a total of 4 grades, and they correspond to true essence, body tempering, cauldron strength, and acupoint opening respectively. Upon reaching acupoint opening, one can apply for graduation. Teachers are allowed to accept new students every year. As such, most teachers will have students of all 4 grades. These rules are similar to those of Hongtian Academy. If my previous self didn't cause his students' cultivation to go berserk, I would have had old students as well. Just line up in front. If you too are here for the teacher interview, please write down your personal details here and line up over there. May I ask if everyone here is for the teacher interview? That's right. So many people. Then, how many teachers is Tianwu Academy recruiting? We are accepting a total of 5 teachers, 3 had already passed the interview. So there are only 2 slots remaining. Only 2 slots. Over 100 teachers are competing for 2 slots. Wasn't the test supposed to be on increasing the trust level of the students we accept? Why did it suddenly become a recruitment test instead? If we were to fail the interview, will that count as an immediate failure? It's my first time taking 2-star exam as well. How am I supposed to know what's going to happen? Aren't these teachers still queuing up? Why had 3 of them passed already? What are the prerequisites for the recruitment of these teachers? The principal looked over their resume, and after determining that they are sway-table, he immediately brought them in. Those 3 who were accepted are half-step grandmaster experts, so they are more than qualified to become teachers. Half-step grandmaster. With that level of cultivation, one is already qualified to become an elder at Tianwu Academy, so it's not surprising that they would be accepted immediately. Alright, you two should queue up as well. Alright, thank you. Are you two here to apply as well? Profound connection primary stage. I think the both of you should just leave. Even the worst of the lot here have reached intermediate stage. The ability to impart knowledge is the most important ability of a teacher. If one is incapable, what's the use of having a high cultivation? Despite your young age, you sure have a fiery temper. I am saying these words for your own good. I'm afraid that you will just waste your time. Everyone, no need to be in line. You can stand in front. I'm sure everyone have heard about the shortage of teachers in the academy. Since all of you applied, I believe all of you are informed of the situation of the classes. However, I should still say a few things about these 2 classes in advance. These 2 classes were left by Teacher Hui and Teacher Bai Fong. Xie Bai, Principal of Tianwu Academy. Thus, the students of these classes are outstanding. I hope to recruit a worthy teacher so that their talents don't go to waste. Hui and Bai Fong. You know them. They are famous star teachers in Tianwu Academy and their teaching skills are outstanding. Furthermore, they are Pavilion Master Zhang's apprentices. I've heard that for their class, the students they accept are top-notch. Seems like our test isn't as easy as we thought. I thought it would be a piece of a cake, just coming here, teach a few students and win their trust in 10 days, which is more than enough, but I didn't expect it to be not only hard mode, but hell mode. I know that all of you present here have an extensive amount of teaching experience and are official teachers qualified by the guild. If I were to make a decision based on your resume by asking a few questions, no matter who I choose, it will be hard for all of you to accept the result. Since that's the case, I'll choose based on your teaching standards. Choose based on our teaching standards. What about the 3 teachers from before? A teacher is responsible for imparting knowledge and clarifying the doubts of the students. A teacher is to guide a student onto the right path so that he will be able to reach greater heights. The fundamental responsibility of a teacher is to teach. If one is inept in teaching, then everything is useless. No matter how high a person's cultivation is, if he is unable to teach, it's in vain. This kind of test is indeed fitting for a teacher interview. You people really don't know how the first 3 teachers were chosen. I have 2 students here and each of them are facing some problems. The academy will recruit whoever who manages to solve their problems. If 2 people were to solve their problem, the one who does it better will have the priority. Who wants to take a look first? I'll do it. This young man, doesn't he know that those who take first lead are the most vulnerable? He still dares to go first for this type of test. Not bad. A teacher should have this kind of adventurous attitude. It is impossible to bring up good students by cowering fearfully. Damn it, how dare you not follow the rules? If I knew this earlier I would have rushed over. This guy hasn't even made a move but already got the favor of Principal Shi. My name is Long Tao, a teacher from Hengdian Jiaoyan. Can you both execute a set of martial arts skills for me? Yes. Alright, you can give your evaluation now. The battle technique that this lady executed was clear water fleeting cloud hands, that prided itself on its nimble and smooth movements. Although her movements exuded elegance and also displayed her solid foundation in that technique, she is lacking in true qi. When she was moving about, her movements seemed slightly strained. If I'm not wrong, it hadn't been long since she attained the true essence. As such, she isn't too adept with the utilization of true qi. It is clear that she had trained hard to perfect the battle technique. Her movements are skilled, beautiful and precise, but due to her lack of true qi, they are just empty movements. If she were my student, I would ask her to immerse herself in her cultivation and try her best to gather true qi first and then recommend her to cultivate the Academy's lucid jade technique. You possess great brute might. As such, you have good affinity with strength-based cultivation technique and battle technique. I think that searing bamboo art is the most suitable for you. I have also seen through all of that. I should have volunteered myself earlier. Indeed, he got the opportunity to step up first. If I were to go up now, it would just look forced and this will just look bad on me. Well said. Is there anyone who wants to add on? Allow me. It is Tianquan Academy's teacher Du Sun. I heard that he is a star teacher and is already accepted as an apprentice by a master teacher. Indeed, I've attended his lessons before. He is truly incredible. Seems like we will lose another slot. I have seen the skills they executed and I can also tell that the movements of this female student here are nimble. The teacher before is right to say that she is suited to cultivate lucid jade technique. This female student has only reached true essence for 3 months, yet she was able to master such a powerful battle technique. Given how she is able to complement her body and true qi so well, this shows that she is talented. The lucid jade technique can only be considered an ordinary cultivation technique for the ladies. If one's talent is mediocre, there is no problem cultivating it. However, given her high aptitude, cultivating such a technique is a waste. I think that it will be better if she cultivates maiden method instead. As for this male student, his movements are forceful. Indeed, strength-based techniques such as searing bamboo art are more suitable for him. However, his moves are direct, sharp and pointed straight toward one's vitals. This shows that he has outstanding battle experience. While searing bamboo art can improve the cultivation, but for someone like him who is skilled in the offense, I think that it will be more suitable for him to cultivate domineering heaven's might instead. This technique allows one's true qi to burst at short intervals and this better complements his strengths. I'm done. Very good. Damn it. Alright, is there anyone who wants to add on? If no one has anything else to add on, the slots will be. Allow me. Principal, if I'm not wrong, the problem you spoke of earlier wasn't referring to their cultivation, but something else. Something else. Ridiculous. What can a teacher teach other than cultivation? Tell me about it. Regardless of whether this female student cultivates the lucid jade technique or maiden method, there isn't too much of a difference. Just like what teacher Du Sun said, she possesses great talent, so the difference in cultivation technique won't affect her too much. Besides, even if the lucid jade technique is slightly weaker, She has already cultivated it for many years and is already familiar with it. Changing it abruptly will just impede her progress. Besides, as long as she is given proper guidance, there isn't too much of a difference between the two cultivation techniques. Thus, in my opinion, her greatest problem isn't her cultivation technique or the need to reinforce her true essence realm cultivation. It is instead her dislike to studying. Dislike to study. That's right, continue on. Dislike to study. What the heck? How in the world can one tell such a matter? As expected of the #1 genius of Tianwu Kingdom and a potential 2-star master teacher, he was able to grasp the essence of the matter instantly. This female student possessed superior talent, but she has a cold disposition and she seems unwilling to interact with others. Since her talent is not bad, how can she still be at true essence realm given her age? Clearly, she isn't serious about her training. That's right, everyone said that her talent is good, but reaching true essence primary stage at 16 to 17-year-old, she barely even met the prerequisites to enter the academy. Theoretically, it doesn't make sense at all. Maybe it's true, she has the talent but isn't interested in training. If you don't want to cultivate, you'll be confined to the academy. As time goes by, one will be tired of studying. To deduce this based on the mere difference between her aptitude and cultivation level. His discernment ability is way too incredible. This female student's dislike towards studying was probably the problem that Principal Xia was talking about previously. We had been tackling the wrong problem from the very start. It was no wonder why the principal wasn't happy. As for him, if I'm not wrong, he's probably a problematic youth who often gets engaged in battle, causing him to face the threat of expulsion. The reason for thinking so? Simple. I have examined the battle techniques he displayed just now, and even though it is modeled from the knowledge one learns in a classroom, his movements were aimed straight for the vitals. Clearly, he had undergone quite a few battles, refining his movements to be swift and precise and his strength even more violent. But of course, that isn't the main point. More importantly, when he executes the battle techniques, there is a savage gleam in his eyes and one could easily feel killing intent from him. Given his personality, it is normal for him to fall out with his classmates easily. This kind of problematic youth often causes trouble for an academy, and it is within expectations for him to be facing the threat of expulsion. To deduce so much from a mere battle technique, this fellow's eye of discernment and analysis ability is beyond that of an ordinary teacher. How can that problem be solved then? Since she dislikes studying, we have to look for a way to invoke her interest in cultivating. As the male student faces the threat of expulsion, we just have to suppress his urge to fight with other students. However, this is a continuous process. It can't be accomplished in a day or two. Very good. You've been recruited. To be capable of seeing through the problem in the student's attitude through their battle techniques bears testimony to your eye of discernment. Is there anyone who still has anything to say? If so, then the ones recruited for this selection exercise will be this teacher Sun Cheng and teacher Du Sun. I don't have any objections. There is nothing more we can say, so we might as well not humiliate ourselves. Wait a moment, why don't I say something as well? Just now I had already said all that I could see. If this genius who had surpassed me is unable to say anything deeper than that, I think it will be difficult for him to pass. This fellow sure has no sense of friendship. He could have left something for me to say, but he chose to touch on everything, leaving me in a spot. This teacher's son and Principal Xia had already revealed the purpose of the test, so there's no use for me to repeat their words once more. Why don't I solve the problems of these two students on the spot? Solve their problems on the spot? What kind of joke is this? One of them dislikes studying while the other one is facing expulsion. These are the two most difficult problems to solve. Even if there is a solution, it would take a long period of time, just as Teacher Sun has said. Solving it now? How arrogant. Why don't you tell us your solution to their problems? Simple. You don't have to be afraid I don't eat people. But there's something I need to tell you closely. Teacher, please accept me as your student. I am willing to learn seriously under your tutelage. What is going on? Her attitude sure changed faster than the weather. These two aren't acting, are they? What did you just say to make her attitude change so abruptly? She does dislike studying, But it isn't because of her disinterest, it is because of her physical condition. I saw through her problem and promised her that I will solve it for her, so naturally, she is willing to study under me. That's simple. If she has a physical condition, why didn't she mention it before? Why did she keep it to herself? This is a matter regarding her privacy, so how could she be willing to speak of it? If that's the case, then I won't ask any further. What about his problem? If you can make him promise not to fight with other students anymore, we will take it as you have passed this selection exercise and the academy will recruit you as an official teacher. Alright. Do you like fighting with others? Yes, so what? That's simple. You. The heck, what is this guy doing? Beating up a student, doesn't he know that it is forbidden to get physical with a student? What are you doing? If you want to use violence to solve things. Thank you, teacher, for your help. I promise to never fight with anyone ever again. Help. This kid, he's not a masochist, is he? Alright, done. Is he for real? It is one thing for you not to know the rules of the master teacher exam, but you would have at least taken a class before, you would have at least taught some students before. As a 2-star master teacher examinee, how could you not know these fundamental rules? Teacher Liu, you. Teachers aren't allowed to beat students up. Beat students up? Who said that I had beaten a student? Did I beat you up? No, I am indebted to teacher, you did it to save me, you did not beat me up. Brother, can you be any more arrogant? Do you think that we are all blind? We all saw you beat the student. It is one thing for you not to admit it, but you even threatened the student. This is truly vicious and disgraceful. You had beaten up and threatened a student before me and not take me seriously. Teacher Liu, punishing a student physically is already a violation of the responsibilities of a teacher. I will report this matter to the teacher guild, so you should prepare yourself for the sanction from the guild. Also, our Tianwu Academy is unwilling to recruit a dishonorable and irresponsible teacher like you, so please leave immediately. Sanction, irresponsible. Is this your judgment on the matter? That's right. Given your eye of discernment, you still call yourself a 1-star master teacher. Honestly, I would really like to ask. Are you blind? Did this fellow just insult Principal Xia? The heck, he physically punished a student and insulted a 1-star master teacher. Is this fellow insane? This is the principal of Tianwu Academy, a Grandmaster Pinnacle expert. In terms of strength, he is ranked in the top 10 of the academy, not to mention, he is a 1-star master teacher as well. To say that he is blind. Teacher Liu, do you know that you are insulting a master teacher? Insulting a master teacher, me? Someone is insulting the identity of a master teacher, but it isn't me, it is you. You. Blood calamity spider, it is a unique type of savage beast around the size of a human's thumb. It feeds on blood and often moves around in the dark, and its body carries a lethal poison. If a cultivator were to fall prey under this spider's poison, he won't die immediately. However, the venom will numb his nerves and cause a change in his personality. He will become violent and want to battle others. This is because only battle could calm the boiling poison in his body and bring him peace. There is actually such a savage beast. Is there really such a strange poison in the world? He had been poisoned and it was already at an extremely severe stage. Thus, he couldn't help but fight with others to calm his raging emotions. Did you all notice that even though the movements of his battle techniques were sharp and lethal, there was a trace of redness in his eyes? For normal cultivators, it is impossible for their fights to affect their mental state and change the color of their eyes. Trace of redness, I noticed it too, but I thought that it was because of his agitation. That's right, I saw it too. I thought that it was because of his unique battle technique. Could it really be because of a lethal poison? How is that possible? If he was poisoned, why couldn't any of us detect it? So you are blind. You. I wasn't beating him up just now, I was using a unique method to force the poison out of his body. If you don't believe me, you can look at the blood on the floor. The stone slab was actually corroded. That is a really lethal poison. He was indeed poisoned, and Teacher Liu wasn't beating him up just now. He was expelling his poison. Usually, One would die within 3 months of falling prey to the blood calamity spider's poison. Judging from his current state, it's only been a month, so he isn't in any danger. That's also the reason why he was able to suppress the poison with his cultivation, making it impossible for anyone to notice it. Despite being the top academy in Tianwu Kingdom, how could you all not know that one of your students had fallen prey to lethal poison? It is out of kindness that I saved him, yet you framed me of beating him up and even threatened to report this to the teacher guild. As the principal and a 1-star master teacher, how could you fail to see through this much? May I ask, if you aren't blind, what else could it be? Such obvious poison, I failed to see it. Teacher Liu, please calm down. Poison master is an uncommon occupation and very few people have knowledge of it. It's normal for one not to know of it. To be able to tell that the other party had been poisoned just through his battle technique, and even solve it. This means that Zhang Xuan's mastery of poison had probably reached the level of a grandmaster. 3-star painter, 2-star beast tamer, and pill forging skills exceeding that of a 4-star alchemist. How many hidden capabilities is this fellow hiding up his sleeves? Previously, I thought my opponent was only better in alchemy and beast taming, but now it seems he hasn't displayed his full strength at all. Even if you didn't know that it was lethal poison, that student had already said that I am saving him. Yet, you still chose to doubt me. Is this the discerning ability that a 1-star master teacher should have? It's due to my lack of observation. I am truly unworthy of the title of 1-star master teacher. Alright, there's no need to be depressed. Just continue learning and don't come to a conclusion recklessly before clarifying the situation. This is the principal of Tianwu Academy, yet, he is being lectured as though he was a student by a mere ordinary teacher. This guy is too. So, will I be accepted into the academy? Of course, you're accepted into the academy. If you're not accepted into this academy even with such capabilities, then I would really be unworthy to be the principal. Tianwu Academy Backyard. Senior. Mu Xueqing. Meng Tao, what news have you uncovered? Is it reliable? I have looked into the matter, and that master teacher Zhang Xuan is indeed an incredible figure. However, I heard that he is in the midst of his 2-star master teacher exam and has to leave the capital for a while. In fact, based on what I've just found out, he seems to be even more amazing than what you said. Now that our teacher has left, if the academy can get Master Zhang to be our replacement teacher, how wonderful will that be? Hire him, senior. Master Zhang is a figure who is going to become a 2-star master teacher. How can the academy afford to hire him? I know it as well, but I can't help but hold such expectations. I really wish that I can listen to his lecture once. Given how talented he is, his lessons must be deep and profound. Perhaps I might even achieve a breakthrough in my cultivation. Right, isn't the academy recruiting teachers today? Are the results out yet? There's not much news circulating at the moment. But from what I gathered, there are only a handful of star teachers applying for the position. The rest of them are just some ordinary teachers. Bad news. Calm down, don't panic. What's wrong? Didn't I ask you to camp outside the Elder Hall to check out the accepted teachers? Why are you already back?